Punch in the book there, Pinkland Thomas.
And this is Mike Tyson on his way, without the dressing gown, without any socks, on his way to defend his 2 titles and add a 3rd one and become the first undisputed champion in the heavyweight division of the world for 9 years since Leon Spinks upset Muhammad Ali. Let's join then Reg Gutteridge and Jim Watt, our commentators at ringside.
Well, welcome then to Granada and Central viewers, and you couldn't get a better entry than that for your arrival on the scene here live at ringside than those trumpeters from the Marines. Well, quite an entrance there, wasn't it, for Mike Tyson, blasting his ears off there from these, well, they look sort of beefeater uniform, and I'm sure they got from Central Casting in Hollywood somewhere there, the Marines. And he patiently waits the entrance then of Tony Tucker. They actually flipped a coin on who was going to come in first or second, because both, of course, are holding championships. And at last we're into the unification. So there's Tucker's man showing the International Boxing Federation belt. And the trumpets blast, and what an entry this is going to be with the sequins then from TNT Tucker. Unbeaten, remember. The odds players around here can give you anything from 12 to 15 to 1. And as somebody pointed out, it's the biggest odds they remember, and certainly I do anyway, since James J. Braddock defeated Maxie Baer. And that was 10 to 1 way back in 1935. So the crowded ring now, Don King calling this his glory hallelujah night, because it's actually happened. And certainly a glittering entry there. Is no false modesty there with Tony Tucker. Originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, but now fighting out of Houston, Texas. And as I say, like Tyson, unbeaten, and you can't knock that. So there's the rundown now with the... fidgeting now going on, and Tucker hooded there, ignoring Tyson. That Tyson looks as though he's really been caged and he's ready to spring. Both the same weight, 15 stone, 11 pounds.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hilton Center of the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel.
So Chuck Hull, Master of Ceremonies,
in association with the Hilton Hotel, presents Glory Hallelujah, a unification of the heavyweight championship of the world. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dwayne Ford, Chairman, Harold Buck, Executive Director, with commissioners at ringside, Sid Rogich, Herb Santos, Freddie Little, and Sammy Macias. The sanctioning bodies and the representatives of those bodies at ringside, representing the WBC, its president, Jose Suleiman. Representing the WBA, its president, Gilberto Mendoza. And representing the IBF, its president, Bobby Lee. The officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Julio Roldan of Venezuela, Bill Newman of New Jersey, and Bill Graham of Las Vegas.
They're the 3 judges. I would have thought might be superfluous.
The attending physicians at ringside, Drs. Cliff Omansky, Donald Romeo, and Elias Dunham. And your referee is Mills Lane.
Mills Lane from Reno, then, is the referee. Well known now, the man who says, get it on to the fighters.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Houston,
Fidgeted
Texas.
the whole time coming in now, Tyson. He's worked up quite a sweat, Tucker, I should say, quite a sweat. There's his record then, as I say. 30 knockouts or stoppages. You know, that's good stuff. But he struggled a bit last time against James Buster Douglas. His record there, and he really just total concentration, this fellow. You just wind him up, put him on rails, there's no reverse gear. Only 3 people have stayed the course with him, and he did win those fights clearly, I have to emphasize that. So now let's see what Mills Lane has to say.
Any question, Mr. Tyson, the chief second. Let's get it on, come on.
So there it is then, let's get it on Mills Lane, and what an advantage in reach Tucker's got, 81.5 against 71. That's tip-to-tip wingspan measurements, and he'll need it, I suspect. And they both scored quite a lot of wins in the opening round, 15 Mike Tyson, so they're not going to hang about on 11 Tucker. Hope you don't look down at your program or blink here at ringside, especially if you paid $750. Oh, what a start. Well, if he's going to impose that implacable will on him from the start, Tyson, he needs to do it well. He's a very confident character indeed, Tony Tucker. Was a great amateur. And at least he's an athletic-looking heavyweight. That certainly makes a change. We know that wearing a foul-proof protector and now gum shields is obligatory, but with some of these rather fat American heavies around, they could qualify for a bra as well. What a start. Anybody had any thoughts about Tyson carrying somebody? He's just not capable of that sort of thing. 20th century caveman, this fellow.
Come on, quick back. Come on, here we go.
Well, a good stiff left-hand jab now is a sort of prerequisite to keep off a slugger like Tyson, and Tucker can use that a bit. I've seen quite a bit of him in his early days. But whether he can soak up that famous punch that Tyson has, and he caught the champ, I was going to say the champion, they're both champions, of course. This is the final piece of the jigsaw for the unification now, and it's taken 18 months to get it together and 10 fights. What a good start, Jim. This is brilliant, halfway through the first.
A tremendous start, but I think Tucker should be thinking defence for at least the first round, possibly the first 2, because as we know, Tyson in the past really looks awesome in the first couple of rounds. Then he settles down, waiting for the chances to come. But he's looking for the chances at this moment, so I think Tucker would be well advised to think defensively, just smother him if he gets inside and try and pick him with the odd counter punch.
Well, Tucker might have done his homework a bit. He's picking some good counter punches.
Step back, quick punch it.
I shouldn't think any of the alleged troubles that Tyson seems recently is the slightest bit bothering him by the way he started this fight.
Step back, put hands. Step back.
As I say, both came in at 221 pounds, 15 stone 11. A little bit heavier Tyson than he was last time against Pinkland Thomas, 2¼ pounds, so it doesn't really mean much. He's a good punch picker, Tony Tucker, Jim, isn't he, as we come up to the end of the first round.
Well, Tucker has nailed him with some good right-hand counter punches. Obviously hasn't troubled Tyson at all. But it hasn't just been a survival first round for Tucker. He's had plenty of action of his own, but under fire at the end of the round.
Oh, and they want to go on after time as well. Oh, this is some needle fight, I'll tell you. This Tyson drags it out of them. The worst thing he can do is... Boxing sorted it out with all these various ruling bodies, and they've given him to the WBC version of 12 rounds. But that just might be academic the way that's going anyway here. Well, he's looking a lot better, Tucker, Jim, than he did against James Douglas on the same bill when Tyson fought Pinklon Thomas, isn't he?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, I don't think there was so much strain on him tonight. I mean, that was his big night to become champion. Here, he's a 12-1 underdog. So, although it's not the best position to be in, it certainly takes the strain away from you. But again, under pressure here from Tyson.
Step back clean, both of them.
You're always looking for those flaws now in Tyson's fighting, but you know, as you well know, of course, all the great sluggers from Marciano to all of them, they got caught coming in, but they simply wore you down like a virus in the end, and a painful one at that. 6'5" now, Tucker. And the boxers who have been, of course, with Tyson have all been around that height. He does have trouble with the tall ones. Punches to the body. If you're close to them as Jim Watt and I tell you, it's just as well you're not on the receiving end with those, Jim. They really are sickening, aren't they?
Yeah, that was a good left hand to the body there, which might be probably Tyson's best idea. Tucker's keeping his head out of trouble, but his body is always well within Tyson's range.
He's a very good trainer, Tony Tucker, that I do know. He might be mixed up from the money side, having his father having sold him a bit in advance, and he's now got to pay his debts a bit. But you can't win them all. It's smart, really, of Tucker. He's learning from Bone Crusher Smith, who was Bone Clutcher on that night that he went to the full course with Tyson, to smother him a bit when he's got him in close like that. He's not the greatest of infighters, but when he gets close, Tyson is tremendous. What I mean is he doesn't use both hands. He picks one shot normally to move in with, but when he's in there, he's a bit clumsy, Jim, inside like that, isn't he?
Yeah, well, we have said there are a lot of flaws in his technique, but his power more than makes up for that. And so he's more than pleased to be getting back, I would have thought, after some of the write-ups that he's had, Tucker, about no chance and the heavy odds against him. The most interested spectator here tonight is actually sitting in the cheap $50 seats in the back row, Michael Spinks, who was stripped of the championship that Tony Tucker won. And there he is, Michael Spinks, standing and taking the applause as I said it. Carpeted room, air conditioned, and you really need it in the 106.10 degrees that we've had in Las Vegas. Coming up for the third then, and as usual in a Tyson fight, all the action, and it seems to me that Tony Tucker have been a little bit underrated now by the experts, or the so-called experts. He's due to get $1.9 million for this, even if he has got to give most of it back because he's borrowed in advance.
Time, step back. Mike, step back. Time. Keep those punches up. Don't go down there again. Come on, come on.
Oh, well, that's a severe warning for the man who works in the attorney's department in Reno there. Keep the punches up to Tyson. The referee's going to have to work hard now, Jim. It's been rough from the start, and it's going to get rougher.
Yeah, well, Tyson intimidates all his opponents, and they've all been known to grab hold and do a bit of wrestling. But Tyson must punch in the way in before Tucker has a chance to grab him. See, as soon as Tyson gets close, Tucker's grabbing hold of him, so he has to let the punches go as he's moving in and not wait until he's actually in a clinch.
Good sharp right-hand counterpunch Tucker's using, but so far Tyson's ignoring them. But can he go on doing that? times on the turn, but Tyson just takes him on the chin and keeps coming. Oh, he's got a pole of a left-hand jab when he tries it too, Tyson. Reach or no reach there, he certainly found the target with that one, Jim, that pole of a punch that comes in.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, that was a solid jab from Tyson. We don't expect to see jabs because of the reach he has, but that was a beauty.
He watches so many old-time fight films that he tries to learn a bit from everybody, and well, I wonder if the great Joe Louis would have approved of that, because that was the way he softened up his opponents. He's only taken one count in his career as amateur and pro, Tony Tucker, and that takes him to 121 amateur fights. He only lost 6, and he says they were all split decisions, so it shows he's a quality man. Now, can Tyson get him over? Well, they paid a lot of money to come in, the heavy rollers here in Las Vegas, and they're having a jeer now when it gets a bit rough close in, and the referee's got to warn them. What good punches these are exchanged, though. Into the 4th round then. And as I say, the pattern always the same for Tyson. Just chases his man, hounds him down the whole time. Good counter-punching from Tony Tucker. And a long way from the 12-1 or the 15-1 odds that they wanted around here. As I said at the start, he is one of the more athletic heavyweights. Taken up all kinds of sports before he finally decided boxing was his best game. And the looping left hook, that is the Tyson favourite. And again, and the crowd acknowledge it no matter how much they pay to come in. They can see that one from every vantage point in this wall. He's a game enough guy, Tucker, Jim, because he took some good shots there, really without flinching, or noticeably anyway.
Tucker's been under pressure all the way through, maybe getting a little bit untidy here, and Muslin not liking that. But Tucker's been under constant pressure, but he's never lost his composure, and we have to admire him for that. OK, when Tyson gets close, he's tying him up, but those are obviously part of his tactics, of his game plan. But he's putting up a great show, and landing some good punches of his own.
Referee risking it a bit there, is the little fella. He dives in. He's a good referee. He tends to get a bit noisy with him at times, but he gets the job done. Just tried the right cross there, Tyson, and just missed with that. Almost a transformation in Tucker's boxing from his previous fight with Douglas.
Yeah, well, this is a different type of fight for him, but that was a cracking left hook from Tyson, bang on the button. But Tucker took it well, didn't shake him too much, so what we're finding out, he also has a good chin.
Well, as I said, Jim, he's only taken one count in his long amateur and pro career. That takes him doing, because you don't meet mugs all the time in the fight game. So countdown then for the end of the 4th round. Fifth round. And there was quite a lot of betting locally too that Tucker, in fact, would survive more than 4 rounds. I think that was where the most heavy money came.
Step back. Come on, come on. Ho. Come on.
They're calling out numbers, actually, in Tyson's corner. It comes from the original Customato training of Tyson, with certain punches and combinations they give numbers to for the fighter to try and remember. So he's playing a bit of bingo in there as well with his punches.
Here we go.
He's ignoring Tucker's counter punches, Jim, and they're really good stuff, isn't it? But Tyson's just taking no notice of them.
When you see a neck like Tyson has, also he's keeping his head down and taking the punches high up in the head. But Tucker's been under constant pressure, but he hasn't made too many mistakes. He really has tremendous concentration. He hasn't blinked for a second since the first bell.
That's the old Floyd Patterson type of gazelle punch, you used to call that, sort of almost leaving the floor with the left hook like that. Taught by the same man, of course, the late and really great Customato as a coach. Hey, come on. You can imagine that happening British boxing with the referees, Jim, can't you? I'm still a bit surprised Tucker hasn't tried to use that reach with the left hand a bit more, Jim, a hit and move stuff.
Yeah, but I think he's a little bit wary to allow Tyson to draw his leads, because either hand Tyson can take you out with it. So it's constant concentration all the time for him. Can't afford to make one mistake. And this type of concentration can tell on you too physically. It can throw it out of you.
So the right hand then from Tyson got the cheers. Certainly not from Tucker. Crowd are signaling every punch of Tyson's, Jim, or every successful punch, aren't they?
Yeah, well, you heard after the introduction, the crowd are really with Tyson, and he just seems to be getting that little bit closer to Tucker now. More punches are just whispering by the target now.
Take control of the side. Do something differently. You're coming straight and you let him run around. He's running around. You gotta change up just a little bit. You understand? More jabs. Bad intention. Jody punch with bad intention.
6th round. Famous last. He's having trouble getting off the stool there. What happened there?
Maybe his gum shield, Reg. I think they forgot to put his shield on. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, it's become obligatory now, by the way, with World Boxing Council for that to go in. They didn't do that on purpose. It's bad seconding. The only reason I said that, he actually collapsed in a fight against Danny Sutton when he banged at knees with him, and I wonder for a minute if he's having leg trouble. It would have been a terrible ending. Well, anyway, that little excitement's over. Tyson now, as Jim Watt said, just getting that inch or two closer when he gets in and makes sure those punches are landing. And the famous last words from Tyson's trainer, Kevin Rooney, there, hit him with bad intentions.
Tyson's work has a little bit more rhythm about it now. He's getting a bit more success. Therefore, he's becoming a bit more adventurous. And already in this round, a couple of good punches have landed.
Oh, sit back. Come on, get your head up. Come on. Sit back. Clean that boy. Here we go.
that's the thing, Jim, when we talk about going long distance, Tyson, he still won those fights so clearly, and that's what makes him a good fighter.
Yeah, actually, he hasn't even lost many rounds. Certainly against Bone Crusher Smith, he didn't lose a single round.
Step back, clean. Here we go. Step back. Step back. Here we go. Come on, one step back, clean.
Well, it's no use Tucker trying to kid a little bit to Tyson by stealing rests like this. He promised before the contest, he said the only way to win championships, and add 2 to his one, of course, is to throw punches.
Step back. Step back.
See, the trouble with Tyson, even when his opponents are throwing punches, they're thinking at the same time, as soon as this lands or misses, I've got to get out of here. So they're not really punching with the full power. They're always thinking defence and survival.
And I think I'll be looking for an exit in the ropes, a bit lively when Tyson's in full swing. Oh, that one, no, he shook his head to say it didn't hurt. Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, he does take a good shot so far.
Yeah, he's taken quite a few already, but I don't think he's going to discourage Tyson. Tyson will just keep coming and keep throwing him until the final one lands, if it lands.
Well, a countdown as we get it to the 6th round. What a good round this has turned out now. Round 7, scheduled for 12. Originally was going to be 15. See, if he doesn't call break, the referee, Jim, he's asking for trouble really there, isn't he? He's just saying step back to Tony, he was calling there. You can't blame Tyson. You've got to protect yourself at all times. That's what referees are always saying. And he's got to call break.
I don't always like the way the American referees pull at fighters and pull their gloves and push them around. It's better if they make their instructions verbal and both boys can hear it.
Step back, Mike. One step back, Tony. Here we go. Come on.
No way he's saying step back, Tony, Jim. It's a case of both of them stepping back there, surely.
All right, watch the head. Watch the head, Mike. Come on. Box. You're grabbing too much. Hey, come on, watch the head.
Yeah, he's getting into the wrestling game a little bit now, Tucker. He realises he's got to try and nullify Tyson.
Come on.
That's right. As he said, both you guys can box. Let's get it going. And he's right. He's got that warrior's reflex, though, Tyson. He really has. As he says, I wear the black trunks to let him think I'm the bad guy, which he really isn't. Oh, meeting each other head on there with those short punches.
Now, if you go down there one more time, it's going to cost you a point. Okay, come on.
So he's warning Tucker now to break clean, and it could to get away from there. And the low punch, Jim.
Yeah, he said, go down there again, you'll lose a point. It was a low punches, but it's the first time I've seen a punch going low. I don't know why it's so strict.
Yeah, he was very heavy on Tucker there, I thought. And certainly Tyson didn't complain, and there's no damage to the undercarriage.
Step back, King. Step back, Mike. Step back. There you go.
Oh, yes. Little touch of the Ray Leonards or the Muhammad Alis there, both here watching this fight at ringside. Well, that won't impress Tyson. It'll only make him madder. That's like teasing the bull, isn't it?
I think Tucker should leave his concentration where it's been. Just concentrate on the job. Don't start fancy dance. He's not winning rounds doing that.
can win them easy if you use your jab a little bit more. And you gotta listen. You gotta concentrate on getting inside and punching out. Punch out. You let him hold. You let him hold. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't even think that way. Give me that.
What you call firm talk, isn't it, from Kevin Rooley, the former boxer there. Jim, there's a little bit of showboat stuff coming in there. I suppose that's typical. They like a little bit of that in Las Vegas, but you're really too good to have to do that stuff. Into the 8th round. And the referees collecting scorecards, of course, from the judges after each round. They come from Las Vegas, New Jersey, and Venezuela, and the referee doesn't score. And that's assuming that it goes 12. And with neither on the deck so far, and everybody suspecting that Tucker might go over early, who knows, it could go to points.
Get off that net, Tony. Come on, you're grabbing too much. Let's go. Stop. Come on, come on.
Although you can often hear what the referee's saying there at home, actually the judges at ringside wouldn't hear that. There's very few instructions anyway.
All right, sit back. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, here we go.
It's no use Tucker trying to make a survival course of it now, Jim. If he was to throw more punches, I mean, it's already a good fight, but it could turn into a great one. But if he's going to try and tap and run and showboat, then he's going to win nothing.
Well, I think Tucker probably realises he hasn't really been winning much. He's putting up a tremendous show, giving Tyson plenty of problems, but I don't think he himself feels he's winning the contest. And maybe a points defeat, he would feel quite proud with that. But he's putting up a tremendous show.
Well, Tyson's trainer's always saying that his man is still at school as far as the boxing game's concerned.
See, it's Tyson's power that lifts him so far above everybody else. It's not his technique or his boxing ability. It's just the sheer power he has. And when he's not getting a chance to use that power, although he's winning the rounds, he doesn't look quite the force we expect.
So taking a bit off there, the bandage has come loose there with Tyson. So they'll take that time off, or they should do. And nothing annoys Tyson more than that, than having to stop in the middle of the action. Well, not supposed to be doing that, giving him a little bit of help. He should be in a neutral corner, Tony Tucker. So there we go again then in the 8th. So just to remind you, of course, that both fighters are unbeaten, and Tucker actually has the better record of the two by 5 fights, 35 unbeaten, and you never know in this game how good an unbeaten fighter can be. Sheer wearing down process now, isn't it, of Tyson? Doesn't mind taking a few punches as he comes in. Well, I wonder what the odds players are up to now around this 7,400 now, the carpeted centre adjoining the Hilton Hotel here, where the last undisputed world champion was Leon Spinks, who defeated Muhammad Ali. And his brother Michael sitting in a back row for this one. And I suppose wishes now that he'd been back in this series. But it was him who chose to opt out and was stripped of the championship.
It's hoping they can hit sneak punch with one good shot and hurt you. Now, you gotta move your head a little bit more. You're not moving enough. Move your head, come in, get in there, punch out. You're not punching out at all. You put your money around. You gotta punch out. You gotta think about that. You know what I mean? It's time to...
9th round, 15 stone 11, both boxers. And Jim, at that size, they're fit, these two, aren't they?
Yeah, the two of them in tremendous shape. This has been a cracking pace all the way through.
All right, one step back. Let him go, Tony. Let him go, Mike. One step back. Here we go.
Fight out!
There's no way Tucker can change his game plan now, is there, Jim? He's simply just trying to survive. He's certainly not running away as brave as they come. But he's not doing enough to steal the decision now from Tyson, surely.
I think if he wanted to hang on to his title, he would have to be taking some forward steps and try to push Tyson back. I don't know. I think it's an impossible job to push him back, but I think if Tucker wants to win, he's going to have to try and do that. Push him back and get his own punches off first. But he's still thinking defensively, and who can blame him? It's a tremendously strong man in front of him.
Well, a full mark to Tucker, though. He has risen to the occasion for somebody that was a bit of a no-hoper, according to most experts.
Step back. Let him go, Tony. Let him go. Let him go.
Oh, there's the big loop. I know the crowd love that one.
I think it's just as well Tucker is in top condition, because he couldn't possibly take these punches. He has a good chin, but some of these punches he's taken throughout the fight have been bang on, real cracking punches. But his good condition has seen him through.
Well, he comes from a good old breeding line. His father, Bob, was amateur champion of America, and a very good one. Pan American Games, World Amateur Cup he won.
Tony, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
I like the way the referee says let him go. He's saying it again now, Jim. If I was he's going to warn Tucker. He wants him to stop holding now and get some punching going. As I said, if he said let him go, I'd be more inclined to say, ref, I wish you'd tie him up and leave him there. So that left-hand jab of Tyson's, as we said, considering the lack of reach there, it really is a hard blow. It's sort of jarring with it.
I think Tyson gave him a little bit of elbow there. The referee warned him for the head, but it looked like a bit of elbow to me.
All you gotta do is throw your jab a little bit more with the body shot. I haven't seen him fight 6 all night. Split that out here. Here we go.
Let me get in here, Mike.
He's working on the glove plate.
So coming out for the 10th, and really it's a bit difficult to think that Tucker could find any strength in the home stretch, as it were. But I'll tell you what, if this goes on the way it is, Jim, he can certainly go out carrying his shield a bit, Tucker. He's done himself a lot of good here.
Yeah, this is probably the best fight we've seen Tyson involved in. Because although it's been a defensive campaign from Tucker, he's thrown plenty of punches and he's really tried to give as good as he's got. He's just been outgunned by Tyson.
Absolutely drenched in a mixture of perspiration and water from the corner there.
I think we're actually seeing Tyson making a couple of complaints here and there. We've heard them in the corner. This is very unusual for him.
Over here.
Yeah, he's pulling his trunks up there, Bill's Lane. He hasn't missed a trick in this fight. Quite rightly, because it would look like low punches if the trunks start dropping below the foul-proof protector.
All right, watch it, Mike. Come on, one step back. Now get that head up. Watch that head. Come on, come on.
Getting rooted to the canvas just that shade more now, Tucker, Jim, do you think?
Yeah, he doesn't have the spring in the legs that he once had, but his chin's still in good order, as we've just seen.
Well, Tucker's track record was so good, as I say, led long amateur career and at the top. And then a pro career with only one flash knockdown, as he called it, and that was an amateur. So we never really doubted his durability. Just as well, they're fighting in an air-conditioned room, Jim. You can imagine how well they would have fallen over by now in the heat that we've seen here for a few days.
Yeah, it's too hot out there. I think maybe Tyson, as he gets close, he should maybe show Tucker a feint, see if he can get Tucker to make his move first. But he's moving straighter and still allowing Tucker to grab hold of him. If he showed a feint, maybe try to draw a lead or to force Tucker into making moves. But he's moving right in with the punches. That's better from Tyson there, winner.
Just running out of time in this round, though.
Force the action. I mean, you gotta force it. You gotta go 5-5-5, 1-1, 2. You gotta throw combinations. I want to see 5-punch combinations. You're throwing one punch at a time. One punch at a time. You lost that round. These are the championship rounds. These rounds don't really like they don't look at it. You're gonna take the field if I just don't fit.
Well, I didn't agree with Kevin Rooney's judgment there. I certainly didn't think Tyson lost that round, but I suppose that's the way to G the fighter up, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they know the fight is going Tyson's way, but obviously they want to put a real show on for the fans. Everybody expects Tyson to win by knockout these days, so Rooney's trying to pull that little bit extra out of Tyson.
Into the 11th round then, and both of them have been over the 12-round course, so they don't seem to be too worried about staying the distance.
Oh, let him go, Tony. Let him go. Come on, Mike. Sit back. Let him go.
Now he's back a little bit more spring in the legs, as we were saying in the previous round, Jim, with Tucker. He's going to start using the ring a little bit more. Got a problem with the glove there. The referee hasn't missed any trick with that one. Short punches to the ribs, Jim, when they're right above us as we're doing this commentary, and they're making me wince, and I imagine you suffer them a bit more than me, I suspect.
Yeah, that was solid shots. Here's Tucker again doing silly things. Why does he have to do that? Almost running into trouble, doing the Muhammad Ali stuff. That is the last thing he needs tonight.
Well, he's trying to show off that, hey, I'm staying the course with you, whatever happens. They've really appealed to Tucker now in his Tyson, I should say, in his corner to throw combinations of punches and not single punches. Let's see if he's going to try that now. Always got his hands held high. Tyson is the old Customado teaching. It's not exactly a peekaboo style, Jim, but it's close to it, isn't it? Takes care of himself a bit. See the water bouncing off Tucker's head there as those punches are coming in.
I've reached the stage now, I'm hoping Tucker doesn't make any silly mistakes and goes the distance, because he doesn't deserve now to lose by a knockout. He deserves to lose his title with the dignity of going the full distance, because he has put up a tremendous show tonight.
There's always a great deal of professional pride in boxers, which so many people don't really understand. I know it's all about money, but right now, money's the last thing either of them are thinking of. They just want to win this. It's the pride that counts.
Take this one. Take this one. Spit that out. 3 minutes. Spit it out.
Last round. Last round.
Get it back. Drink this. Drink it.
Last round. Last round.
Use it there.
Form a combination.
Step to the level.
Get in. Don't let him get in over.
Let him get an over.
This is a push around here.
Please, so.
Stay on. The thing is, this guy's gonna try his best to steal his round. You understand? They think they got a shot. And with these guns, I don't know. You understand, man? What you want to try to big. You understand? Get out there and do something with this fucking guy. That thing. Get in with that damn.
Final round then. A little bit of worry in both corners there. Crucial, Tucker's people were saying there, including his father and Luther Burgess, his trainer. Kevin Rooney was saying, I don't know how the judges are going to go here. He gave the impression he didn't really trust the Nevada state judges, but in fact there's only one, remember, the New Jersey and Venezuela. But the sheer work rate of Tyson now has got him well in front for us, Jim, hasn't he?
Yeah. Also, I don't think the constant warnings that Tucker's had for holding from the referee would help his cause any. I can't, he's never managed to dominate any part of the fight at all. You have to look to Tyson for a clear-cut, not an easy points win, but you have to look for a clear-cut points win, unless the big one lands in this round. Hopefully not.
Well, it's time for somebody to lower the boom, but I doubt whether they will now, because they've both proven that they're very fit fighters indeed and can take a good punch, and that's what this game's all about. You've got to be able to absorb one.
Step back. Come on, let him go. Come on, come on.
So he's doing a lot of grabbing in the last round, Tucker. That's against him as well. It's a good round for Tyson. He's very lively, isn't he? Midway through the last then.
Step back. Let him go, Tony. Let him go. Step back.
Tyson just missed his whisker with a tremendous right hand there, just half an inch out there.
Oh, come on. We don't need this, thank you. The crowd don't like that either. So relentless, Tyson. That's the thing. He gets tagged and he comes straight back at the opponent. Oh, that's the second one that went past the whiskers, Jim, which was just as well. Oh, that one didn't.
So that's Tucker dropping his concentration again, trying to be smart and puts himself in trouble. He's a silly man.
Going out of this fight with a lot of credit. There was no need for that, and there's the clock then. Well, it doesn't look to me as though Mike Tyson's ever broken training the way he's finished this one, Jim. He's as fit as anything.
Tucker actually tried to push him back there. He's actually trying to push Tyson back. This is what I wanted to see, someone trying to push him to see if it's possible.
It's too late now.
We'll be right back for the verdict after this short break.
So Jose Solomon, the president of the World Boxing Council there. All the officials are in the ring for this one from the three ruling bodies, as it were. Well-known artist Leroy Neiman does quite a lot of covers of the fight programs. And there's Bob Tucker with his son, obviously. Well, this seems like an eternity now for both of these fighters, because the adjudicating committee, as it were, representatives of the three bodies, have to just check all the scorecards. And he finishes the fight as he started it, stalking around the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. We have a unanimous decision. Judge Bill Newman scores 119-111. Judge Julio Roldan scores 118-113. And Judge Bill Graham scores 116-112 for the winner by unanimous decision and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Well, a clear enough victory there for Mike Tyson, and I'll tell you, the fragmented world of boxing now at last has got an undisputed champion. Obviously, Michael Spinks is on the outside looking in, saying, why aren't I in there? But a lot of that was his own fault. He decided to opt out. But it's good to see in this ring, after all this time now, that we now can say we've got one heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, that's really good news, because I don't know about you at home, I get fed up with all these different titles. Anyway, 21-year-old Mike Tyson, undisputed heavyweight champion, holder of all three titles. Then when are they really going to find anyone who can beat him? His next fight is October the 16th, when he takes on the Los Angeles gold medalist Terrell Biggs. He'll have another defense in December, then he'll be in Tokyo in spring, around about March time, and maybe he'll fight Frank Bruno at Wembley in London next June, and then he'll fight Michael Spinks. Meanwhile, he'll be making millions. Mike Tyson will, in fact, top £16 million, they reckon, by the end of this year, and it's estimated that he'll beat Muhammad Ali's gross purse record of $50 million by the 1990s. It took Muhammad Ali 20 years to amass that, but there is something special about Mike Tyson. Thanks for joining us in the early hours of the morning. If you want to see it all again, it's at 9:30 on both Central and Granada. But from all of us, good night.